Welcome to a harsh realist broadcast on the 1st of March 2016. We are living in very strange times. Indeed, the next 20 years are going to be so different from the last 20 years. Unfortunately, I do not see a rosy picture in the immediate future, and I put the blame on the politicians, the mainstream media, the banking sector, and to some extent on the general population. Now then, how can I put this? Okay, if I was a politician that told the truth, and said that we cannot continue the fairy tale lifestyle we got used to, would you vote for me? I think the answer is obvious. No, you would not. You would vote for someone who promised an optimistic future. Well, we voted for politicians who promised the earth, but were unable to deliver, and that's why we are facing a dire future, because at the end of the day, we do not get something for nothing. Politicians have used new fancy financial instruments to keep the unsustainable monetary system afloat, but we are now going to pay the price. Think about it: running deficits, quantitative easing, zero interest rate policy, and now negative interest rate policy. It's madness to continue on this path, but governments and central banks are hell-bent on continuing along this road. Unfortunately, the general public do not seem to understand the dreadful position we are in. They are unaware of the amount of debt that has been raised to keep the unsustainable lifestyle going. I get tired when I hear people say that governments need to spend to boost the economy. Let me be absolutely clear on my position with government spending. Yes, governments need to spend on infrastructure, especially when there is a downturn. However, running massive deficits to pay for pensions, healthcare, and entitlements is a drain on resources that cannot be sustained. I believe that healthcare that is socially funded is fair. However, it is abused and must be made more efficient. Entitlements should not be a way of life, it should be just a safety net. In Europe, we are even obliged to send money to immigrant families who still live in their home country. Also in Europe, the countries in the EU are not able to control their own immigration. Think for a moment why the EU are happy to flood their countries with immigrants. Well, it is to drive down wages for the benefit of the multinational corporations. I am so worried about the Trade-Pacific Partnership. It will make the multinational corporations very powerful, and it will drive away small businesses. In some respects, I hope that Donald Trump wins the Republican nominations, because this will be the last chance to stop the rot. I am no romantic. I know that Donald Trump has his faults, but at least he is exposing the elite and speaks his mind. And that's what we need at the moment. Mainstream politicians have let us down badly and have widened the gap between the rich and poor. The public are aware that our politicians are corrupt, and that their standard of living has fallen, but many are not aware of the dreadful economic future ahead. We need strong leaders who will be honest with us, and have the guts to say that there will be economic pain. Looking at the mainstream media, you would be forgiven to think that we are back on the road to recovery. The Dow Jones Index has recovered significantly following a roller coaster ride, but it has only recovered by China deciding to provide more stimulus, or as I like to put it, delaying a major depression. The fundamentals are dreadful, only to be made worse by the stimulus program. The markets will crash, and the economy is going to suffer. We need to be prepared.